Atlanta, Georgia. You are watching Through the Fire, ready to battle for a Big 3 championship. When this one's said and done, we'll have a winner in this 5th Big 3 season. Will it be Steven Jackson and Trilogy, the defending champion, trying to make it back-to-back wins? Nancy Lieberman, Lady Magic and Power, they won it all in 2018, trying to make it 2 championships in team history. Well, look at our schedule on CBS, the All-Star Game, first ever. That's coming up next. And later, the Big 3 Championship at 5 Eastern, presented by Microsoft. And with that, we welcome you, Ed Cohen, Jim Jackson, Ryan Scalabrine with us as well. The stars are out, and everybody here just waiting, because after 50 points, someone is going to be a champion.
No, it is, but it's a combination of a lot of things. A long season, a challenging season, but yet still we're here, you know, with the All-Star Game, in a championship game. I'm excited about it. These guys deserve it. The league deserve it, and the fans, of course, deserve it.
And these two teams, they've won titles. These coaches, they've been champions. They know what it takes to win it all.
Well, they do, because, you know, think about it. Power won it back in 2018. The inaugural season, it was this Trilogy team, powerful team. So we see them again winning the championship last year. Can they be the first to actually repeat? Power will have something to say about it, but it's going to be a challenge for both leagues.
Well, the road to Atlanta, not easy last week. The semifinals, the best ever in Tampa, Florida.
This is the only games that I get excited for.
Hard play, physicality.
4 teams all looking to win the chip.
This is what we've been waiting for.
Briscoe spinning, winning, and scoring. 4-pointer, bullet, count it, and the Aliens have a 1-point lead.
Hey, we just got to play harder and play smarter. Come on, harder and smarter.
Clark, point game, count! Earl the Pearl Clark.
We've got one team in the championship game. Here's Glenn Rice Jr. Hangs and kisses it off the glass. Here's Murph driving again, hanging, and gets the roll.
Nah, it's physical, bro. It's physical.
Yes, it is.
It is physical.
Up top, Glenn Rice Jr. with the win.
Glenn Rice Jr., the game winner. Hey, he had bloody lips. He had a lot of physicality. It was not pretty, but Power getting the job done.
Well, but, you know, it's how they get it done. The execution that Nancy Lieberman puts in place and demands from their team is the reason why they're so tough to guard, because she studies a lot of tape. She looks at game tape. She looks at film, trying to figure out how to exploit their matchups inside. So it's not ironic that this team was able to win it at the end off of dribble penetration. You kick it out to Glenn Rice Jr. for a 3.
And sometimes you've got to trust your guys. Glenn Rice hitting the game winner. Earl Clark hitting the game winner for Trilogy to get to this final. And that's the thing. These two teams have put together hot streaks. Power's won 4 straight. Trilogy winners of 5 in a row.
But it's not a coincidence that the 2 hottest teams are the ones playing in the championship. 2 former teams understanding how to win. They both started off a little bit slow, tried to develop some continuity. Once they got it, the heat got turned up, and here we are in the championship game.
Well, the fans have played such a big part in this Big 3 season with NFT ownership. Trilogy's new ownership group, Axie Infinity, they couldn't be more excited to cheer on their squad in today's game. And the same can, of course, be said for Team Power's NFT owners, the Whitelist Aces. We are getting ready for this one. Championship Sunday in Atlanta. We'll break down this title game, plus the All-Star Game preview and hand out awards. It's all coming up next on CBS.
Think about it. Most of the guys in this league are multimillionaires throughout their career. And I guarantee you less than 10% have ever won a championship. It's hard to win. If you can win and you can get that chip, it's very meaningful, especially with your family and your team. It'll be a memory that you'll have for the rest of your life.
Oh, yes, the sweet sight of the Dr. J Championship Trophy. Who's going to claim it in 2022? We're going to find out in a matter of hours as Trilogy getting ready for Power. Past champions in the Big 3 began in 2017 with Trilogy. They won it all, led by Kenyon Martin, coached by the baddest bad boy of them all, Rick Mahorn. Power the winner a year later in Brooklyn, and then the triplets and Trilogy again last year. Now, Jim, you hear Nancy Lieberman in that fight. The theme, success can be so fleeting, but when you can win a title, there's nothing better.
It's nothing better, but it's a commitment to winning. I think what changed for Power, quite honestly, Ed, is when they made the commitment to stay in Dallas for 3 to 4 weeks straight and not go home. They have families. They have other things going on. You know, Nancy said it about being multimillionaires, but yet and still it was very important that they developed the chemistry and continuity to win a championship. And that's commitment in itself, and hence, you know, with the play of Nicholas Skidishvili, that team has elevated itself, and now you find yourself with that opportunity to win another championship.
Here we are now, the matchup, Power against Trilogy. Our championship rosters, Cuttino Mobley, the lone holdover from the Power title in 2018. Trilogy, James White, looking to become the first ever to win not 1, not 2, but 3 Big 3 rings.
Well, you got to also put in David Hawkins, too, because he's one of the original players for Trilogy, so they have an opportunity to win 3. But this is going to be a dogfight. Power, meaning Trilogy having the strength, but against finesse with Power.
Power, yes, they won it all in 2018. Mobley back then hit the game winner at Barclays Center. The road to this championship a bit different in 2022 for Power. First off, they missed the playoffs last year. This season, it started slowly. They were 2-3, but Glenn Rice showing why he was picked number 1. And Jimmy, you mentioned the stay in Dallas really turned things around for Power.
Well, but also the play of Nicholas Skidishvili. Nancy Lieberman challenged the big man to get better. If you look at the track and the trends of Power, when they began to go on the run, he had more of an impact on the game offensively, along with the other factors is why Power, I think, began to get that momentum and hence, like I said, once again in the championship game.
So Power's here, first appearance since 2018 in the title game. Trilogy, they've been down this road before, including last year. Winners in 2021, and they're the only team that's won more than 1, let alone trying to make it 3 all-time titles.
But it starts and ends, it begins with Isaiah Briscoe, the powerful guard who beats you in so many different ways. Now, they're short in the backcourt in regards to not having a lot or another backup point guard. But Earl Clark can facilitate, he can handle the basketball. Pierre Johnson inside with the size and ability to finish at the rim, but more importantly, defend at the rim. So they give you the powerful aspect, but yet still, they have the ability to stretch the defense and shoot behind the three-point line, which makes them a very, very difficult team to stop offensively.
You mentioned Briscoe. I mean, you think about the pressure for Isaiah Briscoe. We saw Jarrett Jack. He was the captain last year, one of the best players in the league. He retires, and you say, how do we pick up the pieces? They found a way.
Well, but here's the thing about it. Isaiah Briscoe, if you see the interviews we had all year, he's not lacking any kind of confidence, okay? So Isaiah stepping into that premier spot to kind of be the lead dog, so to speak, for Trilogy. It wasn't a matter of he can do it because he believed it. It was a matter of the team would come together, which we saw. And Steven Jackson tweaking the little things, how they operated and how they played, using their size to their best ability, then isolating Isaiah to not only score points but get his team in the penalties so they can benefit from the free throw line.
Yeah, Isaiah Briscoe, scowl, he's looking for you. This is what they're going to try and stop. You look at Power, what they've done this season, Trilogy as well. Not a team on either side, Jim, with great outside shooters, but in the paint, look out.
But here's the thing, though. They're not going to, like, dominate from behind the three-point line, but it's when they hit the shot. It's time and score. We saw both teams winning by what? Hitting a three-point shot. But it's because of the dribble penetration, because they pound you so much in the paint. Now you suck in, and now that opens up the opportunity for you to win a game or knock down a big-time shot from behind the three-point line.
Both plus on the glass. It's so important, the Big 3 rebounding the basketball. On September 4th, a special edition of Big 3 basketball comes your way at 4 p.m. Eastern with the Monster Energy Celebrity Game. After that, get an inside look at what it takes to bring home a title. Big 3 Championship Inside the Fire puts an exclamation point on this 2022 season right here on CBS. And speaking of that celebrity game, there he is, NLE Choppa, Memphis' own. He was all smiles in Atlanta. We'll have more to come after this on CBS.
Road to the Big 3 Championship is sponsored by Fubo TV. Watch live TV and sports. FuboTV.com.
1980, NBA Eastern Conference All-Stars. There's Dr. J. There's George Gervin. That's before the Spurs went to the West. Iceman was the MVP. They can score. They've got style. They're coaching in the first ever All-Star game. And those two gentlemen are with Brian Scalabrine.
All right, thanks, guys. So both you guys played in the ABA before the NBA. Why? Is there some similarities to playing in this league, playing in a different league than the NBA, and what you're doing right now in the Big 3?
Well, you're a little bit more physical. I think that's one thing. And then you got our three-point line, where guys take advantage of it. So it's widely being used around the world now. So that's a similarity to me.
What about you?
Similarities? Well, new. I think the challenge of winning over fans and making them like your product, that's a big challenge because people are kind of stubborn. They like to just enjoy what they're used to. And the Big 3, very much like the ABA, is saying, hey, come check us out. You might like what you see, and you might tell somebody else to come and join the party.
Now, what was it like going it's not like there's social media now or you text him. You show up and you got to go against Dr. J. You show up, you got to go against the Iceman. What was it like back then?
I know I had to come ready. If I'm going to come show and go against Doc, but that's the beauty of it. I know he was going to be ready. And I know if I wanted to compete, I had to be ready. So it was pretty simple. It's pretty much common sense.
Yeah, for me, like the authenticity, it was real every night. And, whether you had 20 people out there, whether you had 2,000 people or 20,000 people, you still had to perform. So you would get yourself up and ready to go. And if I had to go against Iceman, Artis Gilmore, Dan Issel, George McGinnis, whoever it was, I wanted to bring my best because I wanted to get their respect. And it's really funny. There's popularity and there's respect. There's a lot of ways to be popular, but there's only one road to being respected, and that's showing up, being who you are, and representing.
How are you guys treating this All-Star game as coaches? Trying to win it?
I'm telling my guys, you come to compete. You're on stage. You want to be the best that you can be, man. And, it ain't no breaks once you're on stage, man. You're out here to play, man. You're out here to win.
Last night we were joking, and Steve Mix, who's my assistant coach, he made the All-Star team in the NBA 1 year. So we were telling our guys that we've been in like 17 All-Star games. So we got a lot of experience over here with the coaches, and every time we went to an All-Star game, we wanted to win.
Well, you guys got it. They're going out to win. Let's see if the players do the same thing. I think guys are going to be competing. Thank you, guys.
All right, Scal. Hey, poor Steve Mix, but hey, he's in really good company. Jim, Team Doc, Team Ice, the All-Star Game rosters.
For that Team Doc, Michael Beasley, the presence, the game, glad to see him participate this year. Brought a lot of excitement to the league. And then when you talk about Team Ice, Kevin Murphy. Come on, man, buckets. He's going to get the MVP. He is the MVP. He took over. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But Jay Rich, everybody else participating, I know they'll compete.
I like the early prediction on MVP of the All-Star game, but this guy, buckets, he just tore it up from day one.
Well, he did, but he beat you in so many different ways. It just wasn't like, okay, I'm going to shoot three-point shots. You had to guard me. No. Whether it was off the dribble like you saw, the ability to finish at the rim. You see the points per game, the field goal percentage, 4-point shots made. But he forced you to have to guard him all around the real estate. It was whether off pick and rolls, it was off the dribble, it was behind the three-point line. And then when you kind of garnered too much attention towards him, he kicked it out and got his teammates open shots.
He made 5 4-point shots. You expect to see a healthy dose of 4s and dazzling dunks in this first ever All-Star game. It's August. It is also award season in the Big 3, and we've got not 1, not 2, 7 awards to hand out on this pregame show here today. Coach of the Year to 4th Man of the Year, the best trash talker. That's always fun.
Now, but all of these awards are well warranted with the young men who go out and play and the coaches that, coach the game. But that's why you play the game. Now, again, you want to win, but the awards come with winning or dominating your field. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out with the hardware once we complete the list.
Let's run through the first one, the Coach of the Year in the Big 3 in 2022. Hey, you got Charles Oakley, a candidate for the Killer Threes, among others. Last year, Dr. J was the Coach of the Year with Tri-State. So who's it going to be in 2022? Here are your finalists.
Well, but all deserving. Again, to the winner goes the spoil, so to speak. We have two right now competing for a championship. Steven Jackson, Nancy Lieberman won it before in 2018, I believe, when they won the championship. So,
winner is Jimmy. Diaz of the Three-Headed Monsters.
Well, they were able to dominate the league for the majority of the season, unable to get to the championship round. But give a lot of shout out to Reggie, because when he was with Bivouac, he didn't win a lot of games. So he proved his wares this year by having Three-Headed Monster basically dominate the league at the beginning. Again, they fell a little short, but congrats to Reggie.
Well, Reggie Theus couldn't be here with us today in Atlanta, but he sent along a message via Microsoft Teams. Let's hear from the 2022 Big 3 Coach of the Year.
This is a fantastic award. Thank you so much. I didn't expect it because it could have gone 3 different ways. But first, I want to thank Ice Cube for his vision and his leadership. I mean, without him, there would be no Big 3. You know, when your peers give you an award with the players and the coaches, it means so much more. Thank you to the Three-Headed Monsters for allowing me to coach them hard and give them my insight. And I'm just really happy and elated to be the Coach of the Year. Thank you.
Big congrats to Reggie Theus, the Coach of the Year in the Big 3. We're counting down a tip in the first ever Big 3 All-Star Game. Plus, Rookie of the Year, who's going to be the MVP? More awards to hand out as we go through the fire en route to a Big 3 championship.
Road to the Big 3 Championship is sponsored by American Home Shield. Keeps your home up and running and your budget on track. Learn more at ahs.com.
Great shots of the many young fans who've come out and had a blast all year long with these Big 3 games. And early this week, the Big 3 partnered with Microsoft to educate kids on how to have fun playing basketball in conjunction with the use of technology.
Big 3. Young 3, Big 3, Young 3, Big 3, Young 3, Big 3, Young 3, Big 3, Young 3, Big 3.
Competed for the coveted Young 3 championship rings and trophies. This unique experience brought forth technology in a fun and educational manner with the sport of basketball. The president of the Young 3, JYD, Jerome Williams, was on hand with former NBA players and current Big 3 All-Stars, including Kevin Murphy, Jason Richardson, and Jamario Moon. The Big 3's community outreach was established to give youth an exciting experience in their neighborhood through its great partnership with Microsoft. Always great to see the Big 3 and the Young 3 involved, especially here for this championship week in Atlanta, led by Jerome Williams, the Junkyard Dog. All right, counting down to the All-Star Game and the championship, but more awards to give out. Let's begin with Too Hard to Guard. Jimmy, no surprise, Kevin Murphy winning the prize. And Earl Clark, the Defensive Player of the Year. Fourth man, DeJuan Summers at Tri-State. And does anyone talk more trash than Mike Taylor? I don't think so.
Dan Briscoe is close, but Mike got it. He edged him out a little bit.
All right, the Rookie of the Year. This is always one of the big awards in the Big 3. And last year, the winner was Kevin Murphy. But you think about the influx of talent here in 2022. Let's take a look at the candidates to win it all. Rookie of the Year this season. What do you think, Jimmy? Gerald Green, Corey Brewer from Bivouac, Deshaun Stevens.
Rice Jr. I mean, now Deshaun Stevens, I think, also had a really big impact. So, hey, you know what? Now I'm going to play the lotto.
2 for 2.
That's it. Well-deserved, though. You know, listen, top 10 in rebounds, points, assists. You know, Glenn Rice Jr. provide power, big game shots. Had a little attitude with him, a little gnarliness, would not give up, kind of fight, but not fist fight, physical. Big-time three-point shot to send the team to the championship game.
Scouts got him.
All right, Glenn Rice Jr., congratulations first on winning Rookie of the Year. You got bigger fish to fry today. You got to get this championship. What do you guys got to do to get it done?
Just play hard and compete. You know they're going to score, and just don't get frustrated and fight with the runs and just play the way we play real hard.
All right, thanks. Congratulations, and get it done today.
Thank you so much.
You got it.
All right, Scal.
Great job, Scal. I'm glad you got an interview in. Great job.
All right, Jimmy, the most valuable player in the Big Three. What a year it's been, and just no doubt Kevin Murphy at the three-headed
second-year player. Keep in mind, he averaged 20 points last year. Okay, it's not a surprise that he can score. But I think how he elevated not only his game, but got his team to kind of follow that path is why he's the reigning MVP. Again, it came up a little bit short. I'm sure he'll give that up to get to the championship. But you know what? He has a hard road.
Murph, back with Scal.
All right, Kevin, check this out. You get the MVP. I know last week you wanted to be playing in this championship game, but congratulations. Basketball has taken you all over the place. You've had success everywhere. What does this MVP mean to you?
All right, man, it means a lot, man. It's just showing the hard work that I've been putting in for years, man. You know, the Big Three put me on the platform, and I appreciate it.
Now, this year you guys didn't have Reggie Evans. Rashard Lewis was out for a little bit. It didn't matter. You kept going. You guys kept winning. Was that a difficult jump to make from last year to this year for yourself?
I mean, of course it was an adjustment losing Reggie on like a big piece of our team, but we thought we had enough to get a championship or at least play a championship game, but we didn't. So next year we'll come back bigger and better.
Now you're from Atlanta. This, like, you got this All-Star game. Are you wrapping up the MVP? I mean, you're going to win, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Every time I step on the court, I'm trying to win. Yeah.
Once again, congratulations on the MVP. Well deserved. You had a great year. And go out there and get that MVP of the All-Star game.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll see Kevin Murphy in a matter of moments. The award winners in the Big Three. Earl Clark getting ready with Trilogy. He'll play in a championship alongside Glenn Rice Jr. of Power. But Kevin Murphy, the MVP here in 2022, Season 5 of the Big Three. More to come as we're moments away from the start of this inaugural Big Three All-Star Game, to be followed by the Big Three Championship. Trilogy looking to defend their title, make it 3 championships against Power. So for Jim Jackson, Brian Scalabrine, I'm Cohen. That's coming away next on CBS.